Happy hello to you friends, I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Artie and we are back in my sketchbook. Finally, it has been a while. Yeah, so this sketchbook is a Royal Talons art creation sketchbook in the size A5 in this lovely little lilac color. And in it today, we are designing some fashion, specifically for Bellmire. I'll put a map up on the screen. Bellmire is right there. And this is a military/academy town. So the whole town is financially run and supported and basically controlled by the military and the magic academy that resides there. So for this one, for the designing fashion, we are designing the uniforms for the military school and also just kind of like a dress code for the magic university. So yeah, we started with the military uniforms. There are 3 different uniforms. There's the formal wear, which they kind of wear for like events or like award ceremonies or graduation, for example. And then there's the more casual wear, which they wear for their general classes. And then they have their training wear, which is more of like a dress code. I feel like they would have their own preference, like individual students would have preferences on what they were wearing. So the last one is kind of just like a suggestion really. But yeah, I am quite happy with how all of the uniforms turned out in this designing session, but I have decided since that I want to add like neck ruffles to the formal uniform. I actually googled what it's called. It's called a jabot or a jabot or jabot or something like that. It looks like this. I'll put an image on screen so you know what I'm talking about. Because this, I've kind of like been basing most of the clothing I've been designing for Ireus off of Edwardian England. Now it's not strictly Edwardian England, it's kind of just lightly inspired by Edwardian England. But I'll put some photos of what that kind of fashion is like on screen, and then I've drawn like a kind of like a fashion guide for low class, middle class and high class society in Ireus. Now this is strictly Ireus, so this isn't considering the multicultural influences on fashion that the other countries and people from the other countries would have, because like I said in a previous video, Ireus is a very multicultural country, because they have the people from Styria people and also people from Fouvel, which are the Fouvelians, and they are inspired by Asian and African clothing. So the fashion guide that I've drawn is just purely based on what Iranians wear, based on their fashion and their culture. But yeah, I want to put ruffles. That was a long way of saying it. I want to put a jabot, whatever. I want to put one of those on the formal uniform on the neck because I think that suits the vibes. But yeah. So I do want to say also while I'm here is that this video is just a little bit different than my usual sketchbook videos, just because I ended up talking a lot while I was recording this, and some of it like is quite like relevant to what I'm doing. So I'm only doing voiceover for part of this video. There is quite a lot of me talking in real time in the video. So I will actually be leaving this voiceover in a second and you will hear me talk in person. And just the last piece of uniform that I decided to add, you'll see it in a second, is a formal piece of the formal uniform, which is a hat. And now hats are quite prominent throughout the entirety of military history really, especially towards the really old versions of military, particularly in England. Though this hat, I did decide to make it more like kind of like modern police hats in their formal uniforms, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Okay, I still need to decide on a colour. But those are my initial ideas. ideas. And then there's the Bellmire Mystic School uniform. Color is still an issue. Okay, so we want this to look more pompous, but not as pompous as the Mystic School in the city. That's the most pompous one. So this is, the one in the city is more like high class, while this one is more middle class. So I have done drawings of what I think the middle class looks like for my own reference. Okay, so definitely vests. Vests for sure. And then we have puffy sleeves. So I've been thinking, and it's a university, so they wouldn't really have a uniform exactly. They would more have like a dress code, and also referencing my like, what's it called? Like my clothing guide. The high collars are definitely more of a either military thing or high class thing, and this school is middle class. So we're gonna get rid of the high collars and just go back to the regular looking collars like that and like that. That makes more sense for this sort of environment. I do still want a school logo. Oops. Okay. And then I proceeded to spend a solid 22 minutes coming up with the colour that I should make the uniforms, and I ended up with the colour green because red was too England, blue was too arcane, and purple and yellow weren't really the vibe. But my world-building brain wasn't satisfied. I needed to know how the people of our race got that colour dye and why they used that colour. Eventually, I decided it was the colour that the national flower gives them when turned into a dye. Do I know what that flower is? No, I do not. But I do intend to make one, and green is just what we are going with. I just realised another thing that looks really good with green is gold. Green and gold. And I'm not saying that because I'm Australian. But green and gold look really good together. So, let me get my paintbrushes here. So we could definitely could do like, it's a very grassy green. Maybe like, we always have like a really bluey green. What if I mix those two together? Yeah, but like darker. Make it more saturated. And then We could do... I kind of like the idea of white pants for the formal one, but for the casual one, I definitely think we should do black pants. But we do still use the green for the jacket. It's just a bit different, you know, because like green in real life, green has always kind of been like that villain color. Like all of the old Disney villains, like Maleficent, Scar from The Lion King, Lime Green, even Ursula from The Little Mermaid. All of those villains, like green was their color. Even like with the modern ones, like I can't remember how to say his name, but the Magic Man, Dr. Facilier, was that how you say it? In Princess and the Frog. His color was green as well, green and purple. So it's a bit different putting... Oh, I turned Siri on. Stop. Go away. So it's a bit different having a supposedly good force. I mean, I suppose it's arguable, isn't it, to call the military a good force? It's a bit debatable. Depends on who you ask, I suppose. Anyway, I kind of like that. And do I have a gold? I'll wait for that to dry, but I have a gold acrylic marker. So I'll go over that with this. Oh, I should paint the hat. Let's paint the hat. I need tissues. So maybe the hat could be... Maybe the main part of the hat could be green. Like this part. Could be green. The stripe and the brooch can be gold, and then the visor, whatever this is called, can be white. I quite like that idea, actually. I do quite like that idea. Okay. So while I'm here, while I'm just waiting for this to dry, what I also want to do in this video is consider the Royal Guards, or just like the Guards military patrol uniform. Because in the story we do have guards going about the town, watching over everyone, making sure there's no crime and whatnot. Pretty common in stories actually to have some sort of military force walking the streets. So I wanted to try building up some ideas for what they will wear as well, because especially since I'm not really designing a uniform for the Mystic School anymore, we have time. We have time to try that as well. It's dry. Okay, let me grab my gold marker. Okay, so I think gold there. These would be gold. This chain would be gold. Like that. And then these would be gold. These all the way down. The belt buckle would be gold. I think the cuffs would be gold. And these tassels will be gold. Like that. And then here's the hat. I won't put gold on the casual uniform because that would be too expensive for the students to buy. Like a second uniform that has gold on it. Yeah. Oops. Oops. I didn't put this away. Then after that was done, like I said in the previous clip, I started designing the patrol armor / gear that the guards in Bellmire would wear. Now, I wasn't happy with how this turned out, and I did actually go back and redesign this uniform, but I didn't film it. But I'll just put an image of it on screen so you can see what I ended up with eventually. I stuck with the helmet that I originally designed. I liked how it covered part of the guard's face because it kind of like dehumanizes the guard a little bit. Like it makes him seem more like an obstacle rather than like a human. Not that little 6-year-old Moss is going around killing anyone, but I still kind of liked that idea. But yeah, I didn't like the original armor I came up with because I never actually designed a set of armor before, and it kind of felt like what I came up with is it kind of felt like I just took pieces from different puzzles and shoved them together to make a weird image. Like I looked at a bunch of different armors and uniforms from across the internet, and I kind of just picked the pieces that I liked. And because I did that, the whole uniform didn't really work together. It was a bit of like a Frankenstein's monster situation, but with a uniform. But yeah, I redesigned it and I'm much happier with the new design. I did go with black for the fabric, and then they would have dyed the leather sections the royal color, the green, and then the actual metal sections of the armor would just be your plain old silver. Well, silver in color. But yeah. And we are reaching the end of the video. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you like the clothing designs that I came up with. I'd love to hear your feedback. Like, do you think something should change or something I should add? Anything like that. Also ideas on what the national flower should look like. I was thinking of something maybe Lily of the Valley sort of coded, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should just like create a whole new flower, like just like make one up, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much everything. In the next video, we actually are coming up with ideas on the culture of Bellmire, like we've done before with Grass Tide. So stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified when that video comes out. Yeah. And that is pretty much everything for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all next time. Bye!